Hello everyone. In the last few lessons, we have discussed various summary functions such as countifs, sumifs, averageifs, and sumProduct. In this lesson, let's take a look at three things to keep in mind when using these functions. The first point is that all of these functions only work with one-dimensional arrays. So the sum range and the criteria ranges in these functions should be one-dimensional arrays. Let's take a look at an example. In this example, we are trying to estimate the total sales for the North region, and notice that the sum range as well as the criteria range are both a one-dimensional array. This is a very similar example, except the sum range and the criteria range are both horizontal, but yet they are both one-dimensional arrays. And you can see that the sumifs function returns the proper answer. Now here is a slightly different example. In this example, we have the quarterly sales by region, and the objective once again is to calculate the total sales for the North region but across these 4 quarters. So if we try to write a sumifs function as follows, equal to sumifs. Now in the sum range, if we provide this entire range across the 4 quarters, and the criteria range is the range containing the regions, and the criteria is North, you can see that the sumifs function returns an error, and the reason is the sum range is not a one-dimensional array. The next point to keep in mind is the sum range and the criteria ranges should all be of the same size. Once again, let's look at this example. Here we are summing up the sales target wherever the region is North and the percentage of target achieved is greater than 100%. Now notice that in this example the sum range as well as the 2 criteria ranges are all of the same size. Now if I change one of these ranges to make them end at the 13th row, you can see that the formula returns an error. So the takeaway is that in the sumifs function or the countifs function, the sum range and the criteria ranges should all be of the same size. The third point to keep in mind is that the order of the different criteria in the sumifs or the countifs functions does not matter. In this example, we are using the region as criteria 1 and the target attainment as criteria 2. If we changed the order of these 2 criteria, the output would remain unchanged. So these are the 3 things to keep in mind when working with these summary functions. With that, let's move on and do a quick recap of the different summary functions that we have learned.